New Kent families, welcome back. This is your proud Superintendent Brian Nichols, incredibly excited about the 21-22 school year. I want to thank you for your continued support and flexibility as we continue to navigate this unprecedented time in education. But we are coming back 5 days a week, September 7th, and I couldn't be more excited. It's a huge year for me as a parent. I have a senior at New Kent High School, so not only do I navigate this as a superintendent, but also as a parent and a fellow member of this community. And I know we can do anything together. Each week, I'll be bringing you information about the opening of schools. And if you have specific questions about the opening of schools, you can send them to this email address right here, 2021 opening at nkcps.k12.va.us. So if you have a quarantine question, you have a question about an open house, please make sure you send that there. If it's specific to your student, it's best directed to the schools. But if it's a general question, I'll work through some of those in the next series of videos. But today, we're going to go through part of our presentation from last night's school board meeting. So last night we did an opening of schools presentation. You can always go to our YouTube channel and catch any information you may have missed at a school board presentation. So I'm going to walk you through some slides, and then I'll come back at the end just like this to talk about next steps. Today in this video, we will take parts of that presentation and talk about them a little more. And each week, working up to the first day of school, we'll be providing additional information as we work through. If you do have questions specific to the opening of schools, you can submit those questions to 2021 opening at nkcps.k12.va.us, and I'll put that at the end of the video as well. Once again, those are questions about the opening of schools in general. Specific questions about your student or students really should be directed to each individual school. Before we jump into opening of schools, I want to say thank you to our families, our students, and our staff, and our community partners for the incredible Summer of More program. We had hundreds of students participating in summer programming in our inaugural summer with this program. We're excited to announce we'll have even more Summer of More in future summers. We were just awarded a $50,000 planning grant from the Virginia Department of Education to extend these learning opportunities even more. So more information coming on that soon. Our opening of school guiding principles, we know that students benefit from in-person learning. That's a big push behind our full 5-day return. Education and safety are our top priorities. We really want to focus on prevention as much as possible. Consider our community needs because each community is unique, and also continue to be flexible and innovative. You know, as we're now in our third school year working through a pandemic, that guidance and rules continue to evolve and change, and we want to continue to be flexible as well. There is a strong focus on physical distancing to implement physical distancing to the extent possible in some of our classrooms and some of our schools. That will be difficult. We are building a new elementary school just because of the number of students that we currently have and the growth in our incredible county. We do not want to exclude students from in-person learning to keep a minimum distance requirement. So our focus is on in-person learning and then maximize distance to the extent possible. When it's not possible to maintain at least 3 foot of physical distance, we want to make sure we're layering multiple other prevention strategies. Some additional mitigation layers, and those of you that were with us in person last year will see that many of these were in place last year as well and contributed to our success. We really want to continue to encourage staff and students to stay at home when you're sick, which includes a daily at-home health screening. You are our best support in our efforts to come back 5 days a week, just by making sure that you stay home when you're not well, or if somebody in your home is not well. We're going to continue our COVID cleaning protocols, which we put in place last year. Continued focus on hand washing before and after, use of shared materials, I've already mentioned the maximizing of physical distance as much as possible. There will continue to be assigned seating in the classroom, on the bus, and in the cafeteria. That does help us with contact tracing and quarantines. Masks will be required on buses. That is per a federal order. Our buses fall under public transportation, which continue to fall on that federal order that masks must be worn. Contact tracing and quarantines, I will continue to work through that with our partners at the Chickahominy Health District, and we will be minimizing visitors in the school. Not eliminating visitors entirely, but looking at opportunities to minimize those where we can. We received new CDC guidance July 27th, which recommends universal indoor masking for all teachers, staff, students, and visitors to K-12 schools, regardless of vaccination status. Our board, our school board, has not made an official decision on this as well, but as guidance evolves from CDC and other agencies, we'll continue to share that with you. Senate Bill 1303 has also been mentioned recently in the governor's press conference. It does provide the opportunity for school divisions to offer in-person instruction to all students. And the part that we're working through as well right now is school divisions must follow CDC's guidance to the greatest extent practicable. That bill does expire next year around this time. I want to touch a little bit on quarantine, and we'll dive into quarantines a little further in future videos. Fully vaccinated people, vaccinations are readily available for ages 12 and up, do not have to quarantine unless they are symptomatic. Non-vaccinated people, the current quarantine is 10 days from exposure unless the new school exception applies. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. New this year is close contact school exception. And what it says in the current guidance is that indoor K-12 settings, so coming to school, a student who is within 3 to 6 feet of an infected student, which would be an exposure, is not considered a close contact as long as both students are wearing masks and the school has other prevention strategies in place. That is new. So what I wanted to bring that to your attention as well as we work through quarantines, close contact, and contact tracing. This exception does not apply to teachers, staff, or other adults. It really is student specific unless that staff member is vaccinated. So just a quick overview in this initial video. We have a full 5-day return to in-person learning beginning on September 7th. We will be having our full complement of back-to-school events. They are returning in person. That includes 6th grade orientation, freshman orientation, some of our open houses and back-to-school experiences. So please pay attention to communications from each of your schools as they are working very hard on those events. Buses, classrooms, and cafeteria spaces are operating at a normal capacity. And once again, the best thing you can do to support us and partner with us is to do that at-home daily screening. And do not send yourself or your child to school if they are not well. So that's the update from today. Remember, if you have specific questions or general questions about the opening of schools, send them to me and we'll continue to work through this together. Look for another video next week. In the meantime, always a call or email away. Thank you for your continued partnership. So excited about full 5-day return. Talk to you soon.